Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video we're going to be talking about the recent clone board that's kind of done the rounds on the MiSTer scene, and yeah, we've got some more information on that. So this is a video from Taki. He's posted this on his second channel, Taki 2, and where he talks more about it, and he actually shows stuff running on there, and he kind of mentions some of the changes, some potential improvements, and just some changes to make it more compatible with existing stuff. So guys, it's going to be a rough around the edges video. I'm just going to go through some of the segments in this video, but I do recommend you watch his old video because obviously you will hear it from the horse's mouth there. Before we get too involved, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. But yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. So like I mentioned in the previous video, the clone board, it's going to release for $100 or $99, and if you want to pick up a RAM module, it will cost $15. So pretty much $115, you've got a very good MiSTer setup. Now there's been a lot of talk on the MiSTer, and there's a lot of excitement about this, and like mentioned previously, there's a lot of speculation about it as well. People want to put it through the test, they want to see it running, and in this video Taki shows some cores running. Now some of the stuff he mentions in this video, and I do recommend you guys watch his whole video. I'll leave a link to his second channel and this video in the description, so do check that out. But some of the things that he goes over is some of the ports have been changed from the original DE10 NANO, where there's a micro and a mini USB port. That's now been changed to a USB Type-C and a USB-A on-the-go adapter. Also, the Arduino header on the clone is to be changed from a male to a female, so that's something that's currently on the clone. Now remember, this clone board, there are some changes happening to it, and I'm happy to see that based on all the talks that are happening and all the feedback Taki is receiving from members of the community, from developers. He's actually acting on it, and it seems like he wants to improve it as much as he can before a final version is drafted and it's kind of sent out to retail for all of us to kind of buy and enjoy. Another kind of thing he mentions in this video, the clone board is powered either via 5 volts or 12 volts, where the DE10 NANO is only powered by 5 volts. So the benefit of the new board being able to run at 12 volts, it can use less power, and it has better power efficiency due to the DC to DC converter. What this also means as well, something that I'm excited about, is if we get a handheld DE10 NANO, which is running the clone board, if it has better power consumption, that means better battery life for a handheld. So that's something to look forward to, but not exactly in the immediate future. The first thing to get released will be a board, then a console, and then later down the line a handheld. Taki also mentions that Sorge, the founder of the MiSTer project, reached out with him with suggestions for improvements that Taki will apply to the retail version. One of them is USB header to make existing IO boards, to make them work, right? So to add a USB header. The second one is a power header that'll make using existing accessories better than they currently are on the DE10 NANO. Without getting too much into the tech side of it, there may be some issues with the original DE10 NANO, and if this clone is going to deliver and be a one-to-one replica, well, if there's any shortcomings of the board, maybe those can be addressed, and that looks like something that is going to happen. So let's now just kind of have a look at the systems Taki has shown running. So what he's done is he's ran the system with the clone board plus a RAM stick, which is the latest one, which has the most compatibility, the version 3.0, and it's a clone of that. Now a RAM stick, sorry, I haven't actually checked the prices myself, but Taki says in the video costs around $60, right? So his one is 15, so that's actually a quarter of the price, right? So as far as the price reduction goes of the clone board, that's just under half, but the RAM is a quarter of the price. So $115 setup, right? And yeah, this is what Taki's showing. So the first thing he goes to is RAM test, showing that the RAM test passes, right? And now it gets a little bit more interesting here because we can play some videos. So the first core that he shows running is the SNES core, guys, with some Donkey Kong Country, right? And yeah, so it's running on there. It's very interesting to see this, and yeah, stick around to the end of the video because I do have some interesting points I want to go over. And then the next one, guys, you know, whatever side of the fence you're on, whether it was a SNES or the Mega Drive, well, you know what, pardon me, I'm not going to edit that out, man. This is a rough video all in one. But yeah, it's Sonic running on the Sega Mega Drive called a Genesis core. So here we go. And what is next? Okay, next up, the N64 core is running, and we have got some GoldenEye action. So again, it's very, very interesting to see this stuff. And this is, okay, I know what some of you guys may be thinking. You know, Taki's involved in this project, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, and it's him showing it. But yeah, we'll talk more about how, you know, things like this can be tested in the future by members of the community, and myself hopefully included in that. But let's have a look at the next one. So the next one here is the PlayStation core, and the games that are shown running on here is the original Metal Gear Solid, and I think a little bit further down we can look at Crash Bandicoot 2. So it's really nice of Taki to put together this video, because you know, one of the things people are saying is they want to see stuff running. You know, talk is talk, you're mentioning a lot of stuff, you're showing pictures, but we want to see stuff running, and you know what guys, here we have stuff running. And the final core that he shows is, it's probably my favorite console core on the Sega Saturn at this moment in time, guys. And that's right, that is that is my favorite console core. I already said Sega Saturn. It's the Sega Saturn core. I absolutely love it. It's a great core. It's one of the systems I'm really, really enjoying on the MiSTer. So, right, oops, sorry, Taki's talking there. Let me just put that down. Okay, so let's kind of go back to this shop. So, right, in regard to some more information about this, Taki during this video mentions, and he mentioned this previously in the Discord as well, so as far as I can tell, he's been very transparent with it, and Taki is the co-founder of the company that is bringing this product to the market. In the future, more consoles are planned, including a handheld. And guys, you know, I like my handhelds, and I'm so looking forward to that, right? I have also spoken to Taki, and I've said to Taki that, look, I really, really want to get one of these boards as soon as possible so I can run tests on my channel, right? I want to run simultaneous tests where I've got the same core running on the MiSTer at exactly the same, you know, time, start them off together, see the differences, or film them and then match them up and match the frames up and let them run to make sure everything runs parallel and everything's the same. And Taki's actually said, yep, that should not be an issue. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I like the confidence that's in here, because you know, when someone is a co-founder of a company, there would be a lot of skepticism there that, yeah, you're only going to show the bright side. If there are any faults, you might be covering them. But the fact that Taki's you know, going to help us get this, and hopefully I will get one a little bit earlier than the retail one, so before it's available for retail, you guys can make your mind up when it's ready to go. Or even if not, if I get it when the retail model's released, I intend to do the testing anyway. But I do like the fact that the confidence is there. So this is something I'm going to be testing in the future when the time comes. And honestly, guys, I am really, 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 really looking forward to it. What this means for FPGA gaming or MiSTer gaming, all right, what I would love to see, right, is if this clone is cheap, well, it's priced to be around $100, right? Then hopefully this will bring down the price of the DE10 Nano board by Thoracic, right? Because there's a lot of talk saying that Thoracic have artificially increased the price because they've seen a surge in demand. I mean, there's a lot of chatter. I don't think there's any proof or substance to back it up. It's just people kind of talking. But if that is the case and a cheaper board comes, what would be great is if the Thoracic board goes back down to, I think I've heard people say they bought it for around $120 like 2 or 3 years ago. So if it goes back to that point, but overall, this is good for the MiSTer community. If we get a board, a clone board that's performing, okay, you've got the option of buying a clone board, or, you know, hopefully it'll bring the price of the DE10 Nano down, which in turn may even bring the price of the clone board down. I mean, that all remains, it's all remains to be seen, right? We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I am super interested in this. Also, props to Taki for putting this video out there, and actually, you know, hopefully getting myself a unit so I can test it independently without having any kind of bias or any kind of conflict of interest with this unit. I can just run stuff side by side, and yeah, side by side, and you guys can make up your own mind. But yeah, the next month or so is going to be interesting. FPGA gaming in general is becoming interesting. We've got interesting projects like the Replay 2 coming, which might be the next evolution, but at the same time, the entry point level of getting into FPGA gaming is significantly going to drop, and it's not something that you need to port stuff over to. It works with the MiSTer's existing operating system and cores, and honestly, I really can't wait to test this. So guys, that's really it for this video. Big shout out to everyone in the MiSTer community that's offering their feedback and advice. Big shout out to Taki Udon for, well, you know what, kind of initiating this whole clone process, because you know what, guys, I want more people to get into this hobby. If getting cheaper boards out there means people are getting access to it, then that's absolutely brilliant. And kind of like, I'm just going to be honest here, if there's cheaper boards out and more people are getting into MiSTer, it's only going to work in my benefit, right? It's only going to make my channel grow. So I'm super excited about this. But that's really it, guys. Be awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.